What's going on, everybody? In this video we're going to be digging up some eggs, hopefully. I've got a female GILLENI that I believe nested some eggs for me yesterday, and up in the tank above we're going to check on another one. She may or may not be laying today, but either way we're going to hopefully collect up a few eggs and pop them down here into a little egg container and go and chuck them into the incubator. It's kind of all kicking off here at the moment. We've got the Kimbos mating, the Tristis are looking gravid, the GILLENI are pumping out eggs as we speak, so it should be off to the races. Hopefully I might be hitting the odds with the green tree python again this year. We're going to see what she wants to do with me. But yeah, hopefully we start ticking some boxes and start getting some critters out. It's always a bit of fun tinkering around with a few breeding projects in amongst all the pets. So yeah, anyway, let's get stuck in. Let's go and check this nest box out behind this termite mound that you see here. And hopefully we've got some white little goodies in there. So we're really coming into that time of year where things are starting to kick off here. It is spring. We're in spring, in the middle of spring, pretty much dead center of spring here in Australia. So things are starting to kick off. Goannas, you know, they're going to lay a few clutches a year for us generally, depending on the species. And I believe this little one here has laid me a clutch of goodies. She's shuffling around. She's still got heaps good body condition, so I'm happy about that. The male, he's over this way. They're just going to scuttle around. You know, what are you going to expect? There's some pygmy mulga monitors. We'll hopefully just have a little gander at her. So I'm going to just have a quick little look and just have a look at her belly. She feels pretty empty, so I think she might have laid a few little eggs in there for us. Let's have a little look at this female while we got her out here. This is one of my original holdback girls. She's a beautiful little lizard. Let's see if I can get the... You going to turn around for the camera, or are you going to just look at me? Come on. She's a gorgeous little lizard. I absolutely adore these little monitors. They are seriously some of the best pet monitors you'll ever keep. And I guarantee you, if you get some, you will not be disappointed. They are so much fun. They're just like, yeah, little absolute monkeys of lizards. But yeah, she's got really good condition, still got a huge tail on her. So I'm pretty happy with all of that. Looks nice and happy and healthy for me. Now, I'm going to see if she just wants to kind of scurry into that little log there for me. So now she's out of the way. So she's popped out of the head, just out the top there for us. Now that she's out of the way for us, I'm going to remove this little facade of a termite nest mound type thing. And we'll see that I've got my cereal container here, or probably a large pasta container, but I'd say it's more of a cereal container. This is actually what I've got for a nest box for these guys. I can see that there's something white in there. Hopefully it's good, but I don't know just yet. So I'll get a couple of containers out and I'll have a bit of a dig around and see what the go is here. Probably need to top this up with a bit more soil, to be honest. I basically just use a bit of a rough 50-50 mix of coir peat and sand. I don't weigh it out, or, you know, I just kind of mix it until it looks like a bit of a loamy soil. But that's what I basically use for their nest box. You can see that I've got like a little hole just cut in the top of that lid there. Really simple, just vertical, really tight and vertical. They seem to do really well with it. I think this is my third year doing it this way with these particular boxes, and I do it for both the GILLENI. I do it for the Tristis as well, but I kind of just got them like a larger bin from Bunnings. And then yeah, they basically just have that hidden behind the termite mound, so the enclosure still looks, you know, really aesthetically pleasing, rather than looking at like big plastic containers and stuff like that. Not my thing. I like to have a bit of a, you know, a nicer looking thing in the enclosure. So anyway, I'm going to get a couple of containers out just so I can put the sand somewhere, or the soil somewhere. I'll have a bit of a dig around and see if we've hopefully got some good eggs. I don't know yet. I don't know if they're any good. So let's have a look. All right, I basically just grabbed a tub out of the snake rack that's kind of not in use at the moment because we've got no baby snakes anymore. And I'm just going to have a bit of a dig around in here. Some people use spoons for this. I just tend to use my hands and just go kind of gentle. Kind of lost where they were at. I think they're on the other side there. Let's have a little look. Yeah, I think they're on the other side, down here somewhere. So I just like kind of feeling it out myself. And hopefully she's given us some fertile eggs. I mean, she's got good condition on her, so she's got no reason as to why she shouldn't. But stranger things have happened. Never count your eggs before they hatch. So I've gotten down to the eggs. I don't think I'm having much luck with this clutch, to be honest, because so far they look very, very sluggy. Now, what is a slug, you might ask? That's basically what we call a infertile reptile egg, and I'm not particularly happy about this, but you know, you get these sorts of things. So don't know what the male was up to, but he might have missed his mark. You know, maybe there was something going on with the female. Don't exactly know, but that's 3 eggs of 5 eggs that look like rubbish. Not good. Not good. So, but you know, that's reptile keeping. This sort of stuff happens, and it's good to document it. You know, I like to try to document the bad with the good as I go. Oh, look at that! There's six slugs. How the heck does she still have such good body condition? Oh well, the benefit to the fact that she's got such good body condition is at least she can go again probably in a month's time or whatever, and now that things are perking up a little bit, she might actually get a little bit of a, you know, a better start. That is unfortunate though, but I'll show you a little bit closer. These are basically not very well defined shelled eggs. And these girls usually do really, really well for me, but they're basically kind of like really soft, not kind of like just that sort of firm, plump sort of egg that you'd expect out of your pet reptile. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate, but these things happen, you know, it's not the end of the world. Every now and then you get this. So we're just gonna say better luck next time for this one. But what we will do is we will go up to the tank above and we'll check that one out, because there was a girl in there yesterday having a pretty big major dig and a big scratch around, so potentially she might have laid a clutch. And if she hasn't, we'll come back to it when she has, and then we'll have a look at those and we'll hope that those are good. I've got one good clutch of eggs in the incubator already from one of the girls up the top, so I'm hoping that I can at least get a few clutches of GILLENI out this year. No doubt I will, but at the end of the day, that kind of sucks. Something some people do too with like slugs like this is they'll actually feed them to the rest of their goannas. I don't like doing that. Now, whilst this is still technically nutritional, like it's okay to feed them off and stuff like that, I don't like doing that because I don't like the idea of kind of training my goannas to eat little eggs like this. I used to do it, and I used to have some males in particular that would go and nest raid, and instead of actually looking after, for lack of a better term, their eggs, their future progeny, they actually went and raided it and used to eat all the eggs. So that's something to kind of consider. Might not happen to you, it happened to me. I'm not going back that way personally, but I'm just going to discard those. I don't think I've got anybody here that I really want to give those to. So yeah, on to the next tank, we'll see what happens. So here comes a female GILLENI who is looking a little on the thin side. Where are we here? Yeah, she looks like she might have actually dropped some eggs recently. I'm pretty sure that's the one that was full yesterday. So hey, there's Big Randy Randall. Hello, buddy. This guy produces some stonker looking offspring, as well as these little girls. So anyway, we'll have a little bit of a look here in behind the nest box. And hopefully it's that same female that's laid. But that could actually be the one that laid, I think it was last week or thereabouts, and she's just putting on a bit of size. So we'll have a little bit of look. I'll take out this container and we'll have a bit of a better look at it, and we'll bring it out. So I can't actually see any eggs in there at the moment. I can kind of see like a few little air pockets, but the top of the soil in particular, or the mix, this is kind of like a whole bunch of blends again, the top of it is all covered in. So to me, considering there was a burrow in here yesterday, I'm going to check it out, because that seems a bit funny to have, you know, it all covered in. To me, that tells me that a goanna's kind of done its job and it's just dropped something in here. But yeah, as I said, I can't see any eggs. Something I would say too is this is actually quite moist still, this substrate, so probably a little bit too moist for my liking. It does smell like somebody's done a poop in here as well. It doesn't smell too good, so that's a bit whiffy on the old nose. But yeah, let's have a little bit of a look and we'll see if we can discover anything. I don't know if we will, but maybe. As I keep saying, stranger things have happened. All right, cue a time lapse. Let's see if we discover anything. So I've had a bit of a dig around. I actually think that there's a bit of an air pocket about here with some eggs in it. So I'm hopefully got some good eggs here. I've got more hope than what I did on the last ones, I'll tell you that. There's at least a couple in here, and they feel like they're more well shelled. But yeah, I'm glad to be kind of digging around in here and knowing that these have only been laid in the last sort of maybe 18 hours, if that, just because this is a little bit of a too damp environment for my liking. So what I'll end up probably doing is once I dig out these eggs, I'll probably just leave these nest boxes and the material out and just let it kind of air out in the room a little bit and dry out a bit before I actually go replacing it. Especially now knowing that the girls have both had a clutch from this tank. So they won't be wanting it for at least like the next few days to a week, or, you know, more likely 28 days, that sort of period. I'm actually just going to grab my texter and mark these too, just because I know that they've been in there at least overnight. So I like to use a texter or something like that, just to put a little mark on the top, just to mark that orientation. It's got 3 eggs here, which is good. Just going to take away a bit more of this soil off the top of them, just because it's kind of just in the way. Let's have a little bit of a look, eh? I'll bring you guys over for a close. So there you go, you can kind of see the top of these eggs here. There might be more down underneath here as well. I haven't kind of really dug around too much, but what we'll do is we'll get these 3 out to start and we'll discover what else is there. But yeah, as I said, I've definitely got higher hopes for these ones, just because at least they've actually got, you know, a bit of plumpness, a bit of firmness. The shells are, whoops, I've rotated him here, and that's exactly why you put a mark on them. You know, who knows? As I said, don't count your eggs before they hatch. But we've got to start. I'm just glad to be getting these out of the water. Well, when I say the water, I mean like the more humid sort of soil. Looks like we've at least got 4. If I can get number 3 out safely without popping it. 5, maybe 6. There's a couple of kind of water spots on these that I don't really like the look of, but we will see what happens. You never know till you cook them. I can't remember how many GILLENI I got out last year. I think it was like 16, so, you know, if I get even close to that, laughing. Well, there's more there too. Oh, jeez. Okay, there might be a few more here than I thought. There's another one there. Did I put a mark on you yet? No, I haven't. We're up to 4 out. What else we got? Here comes number 5. That way up, please. As I said, there's some water and water sort of staining on these, so I'm hoping that they haven't been too humid for too long, but they felt like they were in a pretty good little air pocket. Goannas are very smart. They'll kind of actually create like a bit of a pocket around them depending on the moisture of the actual eggs, of the nesting material. So if it's particularly moist like this, they'll leave more air around the eggs. But I think if I left these in here long term, they probably wouldn't last, because as I said, I've probably been a little bit heavy-handed with the water when I was rehydrating the nesting material. But yeah, we got 6 out. And here comes number 7. And yeah, hopefully these guys go the distance. They feel good. So that's something. That's a big clutch for GILLENI. I think that looks, yep, that looks like it's it. So yeah, there you go. There's a little bit of a look at some goanna eggs, some little GILLENI eggs. You can kind of see these brown patches on here. It's probably a little bit of staining from the soil mixture, especially while it's been so moist. But what we'll do is we'll go and we'll pop these little eggs away. I've just got one of these old iron bark incubation tubs. These things just work great for me. We'll put this little egg tray in here, and I'll pop that back here. I'll just quickly put these in. I like to try to space them out a little bit too in the actual container. So if you can space them out, space them out. It's not going to hurt anything. Bit more breathing room per egg. Oops. Rotate them up the right way. As I said, hopefully these guys are going to go the distance for me. I don't like to candle them at this stage. I find that if I candle them now, like, you're only going to see either something that looks like it's infertile or potentially like a little red vein or something like that through the egg. So I'm not going to bother now. I literally, when I get something like this, I'll just mark down the date And then I just go, you know what, if it happens, it happens. So I don't even know what the date is today. It is the 18th of October. And that came from upstairs with Randy. Mark it on the lid. Here we go. Whack that on there. Go chuck it in the incubator. So now we play the waiting game, I guess. That's the main thing there. So yeah, guys, man, take the good and the bad. You're gonna get bad eggs occasionally, you're gonna get good eggs occasionally. Just like this little good egg. This guy has just seriously come out of his shell for me, hey. I'm absolutely loving this little shingleback nowadays. It's eating well for me. It's doing everything it should actually do. It comes up for scratches and interactions and stuff. Like to the point where my son can actually feed little acorn here blueberries. So yeah, just thought I'd add another animal into the mix for this video and give you another little look at a really awesome critter. This is a critter that I'm definitely going to upgrade his enclosure down the line. I've got a few little ideas as to how to just redeck it out. I'm happy with the size and stuff like that for it. But yeah, we're going to have a bit of a play around in the future for this beautiful little shingleback here. This is Acorn. So yeah guys, super simple video, just digging up some eggs today, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed coming along for the ride. If you did want to support the channel, just remember just doing simple things like liking the video, dropping a comment down below and subscribing to it. Perfectly awesome options. Now, but if you did want to go that next step further and you know, chip in for a little bit of help around here and whatnot, you can actually join us over on Patreon, where you can get some early access videos, also getting a few more benefits. Or another option too is you can actually go and get yourself some merch. I got this nice water dragon shirt on at the moment over at Teespring, and all the links will be in the description below. But until next time guys, make sure to take it easy and look after yourselves, and we'll catch you then.